13, day 3. How many thorns did you pick out yesterday? I hope you decided who the thorns were and who they weren't. I hope you've stuck with us the whole way, 13 weeks. We still got 23 weeks to go, but if you've gone the 13 weeks, you're changing. You're becoming a different human being, and you're becoming a much better you than you've ever been in your life. And if you stick with us, when it's all over, you're going to be the best you that you can be. We're developing the quality this week of being a learner. And we talked yesterday about the thorns in your life that prevent you from getting there. Today we're going to talk about the trees. Page 78, developingcharacter.org. Zig Ziglar describes two different types of trees in his book, See at the Top. It's a great book, by the way, if you have a chance to read it. And it's actually psycho-cybernetics written at the 7th grade level, if you can believe that. One is the bonsai tree that the Japanese have cultivated to be small. In order to do this, when the sprout first appears above the ground, the taproot, as well as some of the roots, are tied off, thus stunning its growth. The height of the bonsai tree is measured in inches. The other tree that's described is the sequoia tree found in Northern California. These trees are measured in hundreds of feet. The seeds of these trees are nourished by the sun and fertile soils of the area. The seeds of each of these trees weigh 1/3,000th of an ounce. One is allowed to grow and flourish to enormous size. The other is cultivated and is made to stay small. Neither have any control of their destiny. You, on the other hand, have control of your destiny, allowing nutrition or not. Your willingness to learn will determine which one you will be. The choice is yours. Question number 1 is, how as a learner do you tie off your roots as in the bonsai tree? Remember yesterday we talked about the thorns, the other people that influence you and keep you from learning all that you can. These are the people that we've got a party on Thursday night. Wait a minute, we got a test Friday morning. Don't worry about that. No big deal. Which one you want to be? You want to be a killjoy and not go to the party, or you want to be a learner and study and prepare for that test so that you do well on the test? Well, those are thorns, and you're now becoming a bonsai tree. Because the minute you allow someone to tie off your roots, and by tying off your roots, I'm talking about eliminating learning. When people eliminate you from being a learner, when you change and you're no longer learning anything, you're a bonsai tree. The minute you quit learning, you become the Japanese bonsai tree because you're cutting off the roots. You're tying the tap roots. You're preventing the tap roots. If a vegetable, we grow a big vegetable garden, Mary and I do, and if it doesn't have good roots, you can have a really nice plant. I mean, a beautiful plant, 6-foot tomato plant, and not a tomato on it. No fruit. Because there's no roots. There's no root system to deliver the nutrients. Well, you can look at someone and say, well, that's a good-looking young man. That's a beautiful young lady. It's a good-looking guy. And then you start talking to him and you go, whoa, gee, my knee. Somebody tied off those roots when they were young because they never grew. It goes back to that mental age. What is your mental age? See, you can really determine a learner by the mental age. You find somebody 44 years old that's had their roots tied off and they ceased learning when they were in the 6th grade, you'll find a mental age of about 14. you can find the mental age of some 16-year-olds to be about 35. Now, those are the sequoia trees. See, they go to chemistry and they're going to learn every bit of chemistry that they can learn from that book. They're not going to depend on the teacher, and they're not going to depend on their mama or their brother or their sister. They're going to learn as much chemistry as they possibly can. Those are the sequoia trees. The bonsai trees are the one that's getting those roots cut off, and they're listening to those people say, I can't understand why we're taking chemistry. It doesn't do us any good. I was going to be a senior at Ida Bell High School in 1967, 68. I had set up the easiest schedule you could ever have. I'd already taken all the difficult classes, I thought. And I had enough credits to graduate. So I was really going to have a good time my senior year. I got to school the first day, and Miss Heron, the greatest counselor that ever lived, Evelyn Heron, said, Dennis, come in here. You don't need to go down to the cafeteria and get your schedule. I got your schedule right here. What? Yeah, I got your schedule right here. See, I was that bonsai tree. I was going down there and getting one of those schedules that didn't have anything on it that was difficult. Miss Heron called me in and said, Sequoia tree, let me explain what you're fixing to do. You have typing, first period. You have speech, second period. You've got trigonometry, third period. You've got physics, fourth period. You've got English, fifth period. And you've got football, sixth period. What? Typing? Miss Heron, I don't want to be a secretary. I'm never going to type anything in my life. Yes, you will, Dennis. I assure you, you're going to be somebody great. You're going to do something great, and you're going to be typing things. Speech, Miss Heron, I am never going to give a speech in my life. You think that woman was pretty smart? See, I wanted worse than anything in the world to be a bonsai tree. Cut these roots. Let me have an easy senior year. No, I had Miss Green for speech, who was one of the best speech teachers in America. I had Miss Fagan for trigonometry and physics, who was one of the best teachers that ever lived. And so I learned. I became a sequoia tree. And it wasn't because of me. I wish I could take the credit. I wanted to be a bonsai tree. Worse than anything in the world. I had it all planned out. But Evelyn Heron said, sweetheart, you're going to be a sequoia tree. And I guarantee, can you imagine if I couldn't type, I would have never written a book. If I couldn't give a speech, I would have never been able to give a speech. I learned those things. And you become a learning. Sometimes you need Evelyn Heron in your life to make you a sequoia tree. Every one of you can either be a sequoia or a bonsai. It's your choice. Which one do you want?